Hello, friends. Welcome to another Stamp With Me Tuesday. Tonight, we are doing an easy watercolor card making technique using an embossing folder. And this is going to be really fun, easy to do. I am excited to share it with you. Before I get started, if you are here and watching live, big welcome to you. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if you are stamping along with me tonight or if you're just watching. Hello, Joan. That's fine. You're in and out. You can always watch the replay later. And if you are watching the replay, special welcome to you too. I love that you guys come later and watch the replay. Leave me a comment. Let me know that you watched the replay. If this is your first time here, hi. I am Heidi with Onigo Stamping, and I help people reconnect with their inner artist by providing lots of card making tips, tricks, and inspiration to make beautiful handmade cards using stamps, ink, and paper. And that is what we're going to do tonight. So I am going to turn around. I'm going to make my my screen, my work surface here, look a little bit bigger. I can talk straight tonight. Yes, let me do that first. And then, let's try this one. I don't know what happened. I think I lost one of mine. Anyway, hello, Jill and Fonda just watching tonight, and Kimberly and I, and Tootsie and Shannon and Mickey and Heather. Oh my goodness. All my friends are here. I'm so excited you guys are all here. And hello, Teresa. So this is what we're doing today. We are going to do, it's kind of sideways. We're going to do an easy watercolor technique. What we need to start with to do this technique is we need a piece of watercolor paper. So this is the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. We need an embossing folder. We need some water painters or watercolor brush and some water. And we're going to use 3 colors ink. Although you could do it with 2 colors or 1 color or 4 colors or 5 colors. You could do whatever, but I found that 3 was kind of nice. And I like to kind of get them in like a rainbow, colors that kind of go in a row instead of picking colors that are opposite each other and might not work as well. Sometimes they do, the whole rainbow thing. Sometimes it works. But when I'm always starting out with a watercolor technique or some other technique that uses multiple colors, I love using the colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel because I find that those are most likely to turn out good. So that's just a little trick. Oh, you have sub-zero temperatures where you are, Heather. Oh my goodness. Oh, brr. All right, I'm going to start by taking my watercolor paper and I'm going to pop that in the embossing folder. I'm going to close that up. I'm going to grab my number 1 plate, my base plate. I'm going to put this right on here. Oh, thank you for sharing this, Vicki. If you guys are watching and you are enjoying this or you enjoy my videos, I would love it for y'all to share these, especially, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, either one. So yes. All right. I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. You guys, I keep getting sidetracked by the comments. So they throw up on my screen and then I want to read them all. All right. Run that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And we're going to pull this out. I'm using the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder, which I think is really pretty. If you can see that, it kind of makes this distressed tile look, of course, since that's what the name is. And I'm going to put this on my table. Now, I am using my glass mat tonight. If you don't have a glass mat, you can use like a clear block to do this. I like to take the big clear blocks and kind of use that and do the same thing. I'm using my glass mat though, which is one of the really nice things about this glass mat is that I can do these inking techniques right on it. So I'm going to start with my Tahitian Tide. And I realized tonight I am using colors that are all let me see if I can get the numbers right. The 2022, 2024 in colors. So I'm using some Tahitian Tide and I'm just going to go ahead. Oops, let's get this in the camera. I'm just going to go ahead and squish some of that right on my glass mat. And then I'm going to grab some Parakeet Party. I'm going to do that over here. And just smush some of that right on my glass mat as well. And then I'm going to grab some, what is this? Starry Sky. And we'll put some of that over here. And you can see I just have those colors right on my glass mat. Let me pull this down just a little bit. There we go. And I am going to use watercolor brush with these. So I'm going to start with the lightest color. I'm going to use my big brush. I'm going to push just a little bit of water out on here. And I'm just going to water that up. Now, if you want to, you could just drip reinkers onto your glass mat or onto your clear block as well. I am liking to use, I like to use the ink pads because sometimes you don't have a reinker. I don't know. I always grab the ink pads first. All right. And I'm just going to brush this. And if it's, you kind of play with it, see if you got enough water or too much water. Some of it is going to go in the grooves. Some of it is not going to go in the grooves. And that is what makes this kind of a really cool technique. So I'm just going to put some green on there. Now, when I switch colors with my water painters, what I like to do, I have this nasty old receiving blanket that I need to put through the wash, actually. Anyway, all I do is I push through some water and then I wipe it out, because otherwise your water painter, if you see when you let go, it likes to pull the water back up into it and it will pull the color up too. And pretty soon your water inside the barrel of your water painter will all be the color of your ink, which is maybe not what you want. All right, we're going to do this again with the Tahitian Tide. And if none of the water is coming out like you want, or you want it to come out a little bit faster, you can loosen this up. And of course, these go backwards, all right? They unscrew backwards, which always messes me up. All right, so there we got some Tahitian Tide on there, some water, and I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to brush it. And I'm going to overlap it, which is going to create another green color that's a little bit different. And that's not quite as dark as I want. I'm going to add just a little bit more Tahitian Tide here. So Myrtle Beach is a fun place. I'm not totally reading your comments. You guys are all talking about Myrtle Beach. Well, it was a fun place. When we lived in South Carolina, we went there a couple times. All right. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more blue. See if I can just get this just a little bit darker. Ooh, there we go. And you can kind of see, let me hold this up so you can see how it kind of like will pool a little bit. Sometimes it won't go in those grooves. And that's what the embossing does on there, is it just creates a little bit extra texture. All right, we're going to switch colors again. I'm going to go ahead and just smoosh that out just a little bit, add some water to our starry sky. We're going to brush this on. And you can kind of, like, if you want a little bit drier brush, you want to get some streaks in there. There we go. Just going to blend that into the Tahitian Tide a little bit. And that's the technique, is doing this washy watercolor background on this embossed paper. Isn't that fun? Now I have my whole clear block, my clear glass mat here, not clear, glass mat. Just clean this out just a little bit. This blue is very blue. And it's getting water everywhere, and that's okay. I'm going to wipe it up in just a second. We'll rinse that out. The starry sky is really, really blue. You could use a beach right now. I know, right? Yes. All right. So the clear glass mat, it comes with the chamois. So I can just take this and we'll just wipe this all up. It gets a little bit dirty, but you can just rinse it out. And then I just like to wipe that. And there we go. It's all clean again, which is what I love about this glass mat. The glass mat is only available when you join Stampin' Up in January and February. So in addition to your regular starter kit, where you can choose $125 of product for only $99, you also get this glass mat, which is like a $60 value, which is really awesome because you can do all these extra little techniques on it too. So I have been loving it and using it. So if you want that, let me know. I would love to have you join my team. We have super lots of fun. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to switch pieces. Normally, I was going to dry this with my heat tool, but I forgot I unplugged my heat tool. So I have another piece that I tried that's already dry. So I'm going to finish off my card with this one just because this one's kind of wet. And so I'm afraid it's not going to adhere very well to things. So I'm just grabbing this one, which is in the same color. So anyway, what I was saying, our team is really awesome. I love my team. We do cool things. We're having a team hangout Zoom party tomorrow night. And yeah, so we would love to have you come join us. All right, I'm going to grab some markers. Actually, let me show you what stamp set I'm going to use to finish this off with. Oh, Heather, I hope so too. Did you miss it back in December? So demonstrators could pre-order it back in December, but it sold out pretty quickly for demonstrators. So they may offer it again in March after celebration is over, but I don't really know. So if you're not currently a demonstrator and you want one of these glass mats, I would definitely sign up. Not to mention, it's just always a good deal. All right, so I'm going to finish this off with the Filled with Happiness stamp set, which I think is super cute. I think maybe I'm going to use this Thursday or next Thursday. And I'm going to grab the markers that match. I'm going to grab the Tahitian Tide and the Starry Sky markers. And I'm using this stamp that says just a note. And I'm going to start with the Tahitian Tide. I'm going to use the brush tip of this marker. And I'm going to color like this. I think it's supposed to be like a sun. It would look really pretty in orange or yellow. I'm doing it in blue. I'm doing it in Tahitian Tide. So I'm just going to color that. And these are the regular Stampin' Write markers. This is kind of what's fun about the Stampin' Write markers is that you can color directly on your stamps with them because they're a water-based marker. So after I have done that, I'm going to come in. Oh, that's such a bummer that you missed it. I'm going to come in with the Starry Sky, and I'm going to color the letters with the Starry Sky. So we're just going to go all over this. And I'm going to color the center sentiment too. And come over here and do it this way because to get this half of it. And then come in here and do these top letters as well. So there we have it all inked up. And I'm just going to take this, I'm going to blow on it. This is just going to put a little bit more moisture on it and help it stamp a little bit better. So, because I have a lot of hot air. All right, I'm just going to stamp that. So it says, just a note, you're wonderful. I appreciate you. And you get those different colors in there because I used the markers. So really fun. What's cool about this Filled with Happiness stamp set is you can use the modern oval punch with it. And this will just punch it right out. Isn't that nice? It fits right in there. And all the stamps do. All the stamps in this set do. It's really cute. Super, super cute. All right. We're going to put this on here. I wonder if I want to do, let's do it up here maybe. Maybe. Or maybe we want to do it this way. Which way do we? Maybe this way. Maybe sideways like that. So, all right. Oh, the modern oval punch is sold out right now. It might be. I should check. I can check and let you guys know when that's going to come back. I don't have it right in front of me, but it is a bummer when the punches sell out. And I think because the watercolor melon stamp set that is part of Celebration, because it also works with the modern oval punch, I have a feeling that is why it is sold out. All right, I'm just going to put some green glue on the back of my piece here. I'm going to grab a piece of Starry Sky. Now this piece is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I made my Starry Sky. Oh, shoot. This one I did not cut down. You heard the end of April. Oh, my goodness. That's a long time. It might be because when punches go, they're gone. Yeah. When punches go, they go for a while. All right, we're going to get it already has glue on it, so I'm totally getting glue on here. I'm just going to come in. Wait, where did this come on? I'm going to use that chamois and clean off my paper trimmer real quick. Hopefully get that before the glue dries. The oval punch is expected back in April. Oh, that's such a bummer. Such a bummer. That's the problem. Punches go out and then they are gone for a while. Most everything else usually isn't too bad. All right. So we're going to just adhere that on there, just like that. And then I'm going to grab some of the Tahitian Tide. What do they call this? Metallic ribbon. I'm going to grab the Tahitian Tide metallic ribbon. I'm going to tie this down here. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't made this card. I do have some other samples for you, though. But I haven't made this particular card. I just kind of picked out what I thought I was going to use. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. I love this metallic ribbon. I wish that it matched the ink a little bit better, but it's okay. It coordinates. So there we go. Grab my scissors, snip that off. We're going to add this over here. So it says just a note. I'm going to make my bow a little bit smaller, I think. There we go. I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals because everything has to have dimensions. If it doesn't have dimensions, is it really handmade, right? So we're just going to pop some of those on there. Pop the backs off. And then this, I'm going to slide right on here. There we go. And that is not straight. We're going to pick that up and move it just a little bit. There we go. That's better. And then this, I'm going to put this on a Tahitian Tide background. So where is my bone folder? Here it is. Just do that. And then this, I'm going to just adhere with some green glue. And then our card will be done. You love this card? Oh, Becky, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you love it. So there we go. All of my cards ended up bright. I was going to make kind of like a more neutral card. I'll show you the piece of watercolor paper that I made, but I didn't finish it. So there we go. Super easy, fun background. Thank you, So this was the other paper I used, and I used the Fern 3D, and I don't know, I didn't finish it, but I was going to. Some wild wheat on there. Anyway, let me show you the cards I did finish. So here is another one. This one also uses that filled with happiness. There's some single, I'll show you again, there's some single sentiments in here. So I use the one, just the big one that says thanks, which also fits really nicely on the heartfelt hexagon punch. And then I have the, what is it called? The Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. And that's what I did with this one. And I did this with Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, and Pumpkin Pie. Check that out. Calypso Coral and Pumpkin Pie together is kind of a fun, something different. There we go. And then this one, I used one of the Basics 3D embossing folders that are the online exclusive. You love the orange, Heather? Too. So this is one of the online exclusive items. And actually this big stamp set is too, that says thank you. This is the Softly Said stamp set, which is just big sentiments. And this one I did in Berry Burst melon mambo, and then pumpkin pie again. And I did some little flowers here. These are from the Just My Type stamp set. And I went over the sentiment. You really can't see it, but I went over the sentiment and the flowers with the Wink of Stella, but you can't tell, which is sad because it sparkles. In person, it sparkles. So anyway, really fun, kind of different. I really like the technique with this paper because this paper is so, has so much depth to it. It's so like really, really distinct depth in it. And so it just, and because it's so close, like this one does too, but it's a little bit further away. So the ink kind of goes in a little bit more, although you still get some of the, off around the flowers. But this one, you really got some fun definition in there. So that is our technique for tonight. I'm going to go over, y'all, I am running so late. I haven't even taken photos of these. So it's going to take me just a minute. I'm going to try to pop some photos and get a photo up over in the Onigo Stamping Facebook group. And if you make a card, if you are making a card along with me tonight, or you decide to use this technique and make a card after tonight, I hope that you will come over to the group and leave a photo of your card in the comments so that we can all see it and we can see all different color combinations and stamp sets and stuff that you can do with this technique. So super fun. Patricia, you missed the live. That's okay. You can watch the replay. You see the end results. You can watch the replay. All right. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to be back on Thursday. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. I may be the Filled with Happiness, but I might wait on that one. Might wait on it just a little while. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something else. We'll figure out something fun to do on Thursday. Next week, Tuesday, is going to be the January online card class, and we are going to be using the Sending Love. I was hoping it was right here so I could just grab it and show it to you, but it's not. We're going to be using the Sending Love stamp set and some really cute cards. If you ordered the card kit, those went out in the mail today, so you should get them very soon. If you ordered the Be Mine online, the Be Mine mystery craft box, those also went out today. If you ordered both the mystery craft box and the January card class, they're together in the same box. So those should all be coming in the next few days. Registration is open for the next Stampin' Cross Country virtual retreat. Don't forget about that. Go over and register. If you register by Friday, you get enough to do 2 of each of the projects. So definitely don't want to miss out on that. Yeah, I don't know what else. Otherwise, I will see y'all on Thursday. Have a fabulous evening and go make something crafty. See you soon.